Good evening, YouTubers. So it's recording. Yes. Good evening, YouTubers and everyone. Yes, it's in the evening. It's 5:37 here, where it should be 5:37. Real quick, I'm going to show you the long-awaited video. Been thinking about showing you how to cook nshima. I know people mistake it shima with fufu. Fufu is from the, I think, northeast of Africa. That's Nigeria and somewhere else, some up there around Nigeria. And the shima is on the central southern part, like countries like Zambia and Malawi, Zimbabwe, South Africa, I think Congo DRC also. I think that's where they cook nshima, somewhere southern here, and maybe probably the west side of Africa. And I've been wanting to show you how to make it. I know there's a video I made, fish, dry fish, eel, or in my language called mlonge. So if you you missed it, you can go and find one of my videos and watch it. So real quick, I'm in a hurry. Actually, I want to make I mentioned that I was gonna make rice because my husband, even if he eats the shima, he will eat a little bit of it, and he's just learning. I do eat shima both, so I made rice with the fish, but I'm going to make, since he's not here, I'm gonna make myself nshima, and this is with yellow corn. Anyway, I couldn't find the white one. I ended up finding the yellow cornmeal, but you know, it's different from the milling meal we usually use. It's a little more tastier, but even this one can do because I'm missing it so much. So what I did is I boiled water first of all. You can either start with a little warm water in the pot and put cornmeal in it slowly to make a thick porridge, not very thick, thinner, but little in between thin and thick, so it can boil, cook, and then you can finish up by adding more milling meal. So now this is how sometimes you do it. When the water boils, you just add water to the paste. You make a paste, like a little water and sorry, I got hopefully I didn't like hide the camera. You make a little paste in cold water. You gotta measure because you know it gets thick. Measure like probably however much you want to make. If it's a big family or you're just by yourself, you measure. It gets thick. You see, as this, when you put water, it starts to get thick, and that way actually you avoid the lumpy beginning, I can say, because you don't want lumpy nshima, or for the argument's sake, I'll say fufu. You don't want the fufu with lumps. It's not fufu. Hear me clearly. This is not fufu, but people say the end result looks like fufu, especially if it's white milling meal. That's why I'm calling it, so some people can understand. You see how thick it is? I put probably more than the part. It's tricky, but if you've been making it for so long, you are able to tell according to the part you use how much you need to make a thick, thinner porridge, which will boil and cook right, because if it's too thick it's not gonna cook. It will just be like probably burning at the bottom. You don't want that. This is probably, hopefully it won't get thicker. I don't want to be throwing it away because I don't want to keep it. Maybe it will be I won't make nshima in a long time, and I don't want to keep the porridge. Usually if you think you're gonna make it again or in a short while, you can scoop it, the thick one, keep it in your fridge and reuse it. Yes, you can reuse it. Just put it in a pot and start working it to make a thinner porridge and add some more mealy meal. You know, it's like it's an art. You can, I mean, like everything else, it's cooking and you have to know what you're doing. So as it is, I think this is too thick. Let me just do this camera right. What's not working? As it is, you see how it starts boiling over there? It's tricky. Still, it's gonna be too thick still. I know. You wanna make sure it boils. So what I'm gonna do, and I ran out of hot water. That's why there's need to make like enough hot water. You don't wanna be putting cold water to make it thin so it can cook right. Otherwise, cold water, you know, it's gonna bring down the temperature like everything else. If you know how to cook, people use hot water for things, so it's continuous. You know, this is how you cook with everything else. You have to have some hot water, and it's really be careful because you have to control the fire or whatever to where it's not really trying to it's jumping or skipping from the pot and it gets hot on your skin. So I'm gonna get a lid. Hold on, I got my lid here so I can cover it up. See, it's boiling now, so like that you have to reduce your fire. Sometimes it will boil like that. If you can see, I don't want it to jump in my face, so you gotta be careful. It really burns, it gets hot. So this is not for children under age to make. You don't want it to jump a lot. You have to just reduce the fire and it will cook a little bit. And I'm gonna put a timer, probably 20 minutes, 15-20 will be good if you have time. But if you don't have time, probably 15 is good. I think if 15 will be good. I'll try to do 20 just in case, you know. Then you know it's thicker, but it's still cooking, and that's how you want it, because that way if it's thicker it's gonna cook faster. And you know, we usually put cassava meal. Cassava is where you get that what they call what's the name? It's metadoxin, like a starchy thing. That's where you get it. But this is just the cassava. Boil all of it. You just use it a little bit and cook it. It's really good, but you have to acquire a taste if you never ate it before. So for a minute I'm gonna give it time and I'll show you how I stir it together and make a really soft porridge where you can use your hands and eat. So that's my nshima cooking as it is. That's a lot for one person. Probably some people can eat all of that. I can't. Maybe I'll scoop some 2 laps or 3. That's about it. I'll keep the rest in the fridge. The good part about it is you can keep it in the fridge. If you make a lot, you can put it. Sometimes we usually will make it like in a warmer plate. You put it there. We cook it in there for lunch. You can eat it for dinner too. Yeah, and if you don't, you can put it in the fridge. In the morning, you put it in a pot with a little bit of water and warm it up. You can eat. The good thing is you can eat it for breakfast. You can eat it for lunch, dinner, any other time. There's no time like, okay, this is for breakfast. This is for, back home. I mean, food is food. There's nothing for, okay, this is just dedicated for breakfast. You can eat anything anytime as long as you're hungry. That's the good part about African people. All you care about is eat. Not like, oh, there's no breakfast, there's no dinner. You just gonna eat whatever is there, and this works. And also, as it is boiling, you see, that's how you make like a porridge for the for in the morning. If you have to have breakfast, it's not only for kids. I love porridge a lot. So like that time, the way it is boiling now, thick, I would put raw peanuts or some dried ground and safe carpenter or beans or something, just to make it like more healthier for children especially, or you can just put milk and sugar or whatever, just like that. If you can't afford some salt and some sugar, it's a meal for children. Before you feed them with some other stuff like tea or something, you have to have something more filling, for children. And yeah, this is how. So it's the same thing. You can use it for the nshima or for the porridge, the way it is. That's how when it's for the porridge, you make it thicker like it is, and you put sugar before, like together. It should boil together. If you put sugar afterwards, when it's already done, it's gonna be so soupy, because sugar has some properties that will like liquefy the liquefy the porridge or the mixture of that. You don't want that. Probably that's another video I can make, show you how to make the porridge out of that and enjoy it. It's really good. So give me a minute. I have 15 over there. I'm gonna come back and show you how to stir it. Hopefully I can find how I can anchor my phone and have both my hands to stir it, because you need your both hands. The other hand will be holding the handle, and the other hand will be holding the cooking stick, because there's no way you can do with one hand. It's so tricky. And so yeah, just I'll show you how. Okay. It's like you see, like, actually I was just doing something else. You see how thick it is? If you can see.